Yes, Mr. President. Yes, no, absolutely. No, the banana zone has started. Yes, no, Bitcoin hit an all-time high. Next up, it's alts. It's the banana zone. But listen, I'm sorry, Mr. President, I have to cut you off. So I'll talk to you later. It's all started. It's the banana zone. It's all happening. It told you. It is telling you and told you it would be at all-time highs. I told you it would be at all-time highs by May. It tells you we should be over 140,000 by July. It's been happening. Bitcoin's up 100% since we called the start of the banana zone. It then had a nice correction. It's now at all-time highs. So the banana zone is playing out perfectly. Correction phase one, the first move. We had the first move. That was the last quarter in 2024. We then have the correction phase, the correction phase, the correction phase. Then we go into the banana zone next phase, phase two. Bitcoin hit an all-time high today. So of course it's going to play.
The banana zone is here, and Bitcoin is already showing signs of what could become the most explosive rally of this cycle. That's the latest insight from Real Vision CEO Raoul, who sees the next phase of the crypto cycle as absolutely crucial. He predicts 2025 will be a tipping point, with pension funds and sovereign investors starting to pour significant capital into digital assets. Pal envisions crypto reaching a $10 trillion market, driven by weakening fiat currencies and a global shift in how assets are allocated. Unlike previous cycles, this one is expected to feature larger capital inflows, stronger holders, and deeper institutional conviction. The current momentum might just be the early signal of a much bigger move ahead. If the setup continues as it is, we could be witnessing the start of the most critical phase of the crypto cycle yet. Stay tuned until the end of the video as Raoul breaks down what this next chapter could mean for the future of crypto.
Firstly, before we go into the charts about the banana zone, we're proving to you inflation is not the story. The tariffs were not the story. The story is and has been liquidity. And with bonds, there's a lack of liquidity in the bond market. So we have a liquidity that's driving scarce assets, stocks, Bitcoin, gold, crypto, but bonds which are not a scarce asset because guess what? They issue a fuck ton of bonds squared, and they keep issuing more and more bonds. So what happens is bond markets start rejecting the issuance. We're in the year of the everything code, which is my big thesis, that they need to roll the debt and therefore they need to get rates down. But as they roll the debt, rates get pushed up. Okay, great. The world's going to end according to X. It's all the worst thing. No, right? So Scott Bessent is a bond salesman. Donald Trump is a bond salesman. They're all bond salesmen. So anyway, so if bond yields get too high, Scott Bessent has already said, as the Fed have said, we will step in. I'll show you some charts about what happened in 2017. Last time we went through the same machinations of we're all going to die, Trump's going to ruin the world, and nothing actually happened apart from the markets, crypto, tech, equities, everything just went to the moon. It's the chart of M2 versus Bitcoin. This has been so tightly correlated, it's embarrassing. I keep saying maybe it was this easy all along. I've known it will be. I also know it will decouple later in the cycle, and it'll decouple to the upside, with Bitcoin outperforming global M2. That's how it works when the crowd come in, the herd get FOMO, they get greed. It actually starts outperforming. Then when the market flips, it eventually starts to underperform as fear kicks in. But at this point, it's really driven by liquidity. It gave us a 3 months heads up to exactly the correction.
Introducing the all-new Ledger Flex. Your next level crypto wallet is here. Sleek, premium, powerful. The Ledger Flex delivers a solid, high-end feel with smooth edges for a more comfortable grip, and that satisfying nostalgic sound you didn't know you missed. Still clicking away in your old Nano S? It's time to upgrade and lock in your crypto gains with style this bull run. Smooth, modern design, built for serious profit. Click the link below to grab your exclusive Ledger Flex. Ditch the rest, go Ledger Flex.
And yet, Twitter said it's about tariffs, it's about the end of the world. It told you. It is telling you and told you it would be at all-time highs. I told you it would be at all-time highs by May. It tells you we should be over 140,000 by July. And you don't want to believe it. And then it will break down once you all do believe it, and it'll start outperforming, I think. But just generally, as a rule of thumb, it will work because it explains the asset moves. And I'll come on to that in a sec. Total global liquidity is 90% of the price move of Bitcoin since 2013. New all-time highs. it broke out, keeps doing this wedging pattern. That breakout always works. Why does it matter? 90%. So all you fuckers using other stuff, it's like it's this and that, and none of it is true. It is liquidity dominant, and then it's network adoption effects, which is the excess returns. So if global debasement is 8% a year by total global liquidity, that's how much it rises every year. That's how much they're debasing global currency, global fiat. The excess performance is network adoption, which is about 100 and something percent a year on top with Bitcoin. When it comes to NASDAQ, well, it's 95%, and it varies between 95 and 97% correlation. The excess return is the adoption of the new technology. So in the adoption of the new technology in NASDAQ, which does about 18% a year, versus Bitcoin that does about 150% a year since 2013, tells you that the supermassive black hole is to own crypto. I know many of you in the stock market can't get your heads around it. 2017, those of you who were in the market then, it was a hell of a year for risk assets. I mean, crypto from the low Bitcoin from the low did a 23x that year. Now, Bitcoin won't, but something will. One of the large tokens will do something approximating that.
By the end of 2025, PAL expects there to be 1.1 billion active crypto wallets, signaling an adoption curve unlike anything the world has ever seen. According to his analysis, this marks the beginning of the fastest wealth creation event in history. Every chart he monitors points to the same conclusion. Liquidity is accelerating, and crypto is poised to outperform every other asset class. For months, PAL has been cautioning investors that all the key drivers, macro conditions, institutional flows, and technological adoption, are aligning perfectly. Now, that alignment is unfolding in real time. If PAL's predictions hold true, we're about to witness crypto's rise at an unprecedented speed, climbing faster than anything experienced before.
The dollar is not always the key driver of the business cycle, but it's one of the key drivers at turning points. Bitcoin has been priced on ISM. So implied Bitcoin pricing and ISM. So Bitcoin is priced for a weak business cycle right now. But guess what, children? Our financial conditions index, which is the dollar, rates, and oil, screaming higher, and it leads ISM by 9 months. And that tells us ISM should go up a lot. So that means you guys are all going to start earning a bit more money. Your businesses is going to do a bit better. You'll feel a bit better. I think rates will lower a bit somewhat as well. And overall, the global economy will get better. There'll be more demand for risk assets. This is what drives alt season. I know it doesn't feel like that now, but that's what's coming. You say we can never have an alt season again. You can't have an alt season really with the ISM below 50. Once it goes through 50 on the upside, you get alt season. Why? Because people have disposable income and they end up investing further out the risk curve. Happens in small cap equities, happens in emerging market equities, happens in all sorts of things. It's the same risk curve. It's all to come. So just have patience with this. I think it's started, and we will see a dramatic shift in what's happening, particularly after the tariffs get agreed. And what we find is people stop freaking out. And those of you who think it's not, Bitcoin hit an all-time high today. So of course it's going to plan, but your alts aren't yet. And so therefore you are miserable. And that's because you've made the wrong selection so far. Bitcoin's up 100% since we called the start of the banana zone. It then had a nice correction. It's now at all-time highs. So the banana zone is paying out perfectly. Correction phase one, the first move. We had the first move. That was the last quarter in 2024. We then have the correction phase, the correction phase, the correction phase. Then we go into the banana zone next phase, phase two. So liquidity gushing, dollar falling. All of those things, positive. Liquidity. Let's look at the greatest chart of all time. Trump came in 2017. The world freaked out. Oh my God, we've got this nutcase as a president. He's going to nuke everything. He's going to come with tariffs. He came in and said the dollar's too strong. Genius. Why? Because the dollar makes the world. And what happens is the dollar fell over the first year strongly. What happened this time? We said this before the dollar peaked. We said it's going to repeat the same cycle. And it did exactly as we said. And not only that, it's falling faster than last time around. And you see these wiggles. So this up move we had We had very similar up moves in the dollar as corrective moves back in 2017. And then it keeps moving lower. That moving lower is what is increasing global M2 because it's in dollars. It's also increasing or lowering financial conditions or increasing on our charts, which means financial conditions are getting easier for people because of the dollar. Foreign nations can roll their debts. Corporations can roll their debts. That means everybody has more dollars to spend. More excess spending equals faster economic recovery, higher asset prices. So the dollar is in this beautiful cycle. The dollar is the largest, most important macro variable on earth. Nothing comes close. The dollar is 87% of world trade. It's how the US adds and withdraws liquidity to the global system. It's how all commodities trade. It is the big daddy. And what we had is the dollar had been in a very sideways range for the whole of 23, 24, 25. Then it started weakening. It got the most oversold. It got 3 standard deviations oversold. And it's somewhat bounced since. Now, why do we care about that? Because every time it does this, the 12-month gain after a drop of that magnitude is huge. Everybody wants a weaker dollar. Scott Bessent wants a weaker dollar. Donald Trump wants a weaker dollar. A weaker dollar is the key to making the world go round. And when it happens, things like Bitcoin go apeshit. So the 12-month gain after a large drop in the dollar, 119%, 175%, 592%. These are big deals because the weaker dollar is a change in the denominator of most assets. The S&P 500 also tends to be a very positive thing.
Pal believes we're approaching a crucial moment in the market cycle. He's actively increasing his crypto holdings, anticipating the emergence of a $10 trillion digital asset class. With institutions steadily accumulating and more capital expected from pension funds and sovereign investors, the pressure is building. If macro conditions improve, particularly easing tariffs and easing recession fears, Bitcoin could be among the first assets to bounce back. What Pal calls the banana zone is quietly forming beneath the surface, and the next breakout could propel the entire market into the most powerful phase of this cycle yet. Before we continue with the rest of the video, do check out daily 5-minute crypto newsletter with all the latest crypto and Bitcoin news. It's a fantastic analysis of on-chain crypto data and breakdowns, and the best part is it's absolutely free. They'll cover expert predictions, breakdowns of on-chain crypto data, and any breaking news you need to know, all in a nutshell. Click the first link in the description and enter your email to join over 50,000 others in becoming a better crypto investor right now. For more Daily Dose Crypto news, check out these 2 awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.